Okay, everybody, welcome back. In my last, before I get started, anyone who's new to this, all references will be to the right. Now, in my last video, I was talking about how when you abstain from pleasuring yourself, that there's a certain gland, which is the keeper of the open door. And when you abstain, then this door is supposed to open, and at that point your kundalini is able to go up through your centers up to your pineal gland. And there was some more stuff I wanted to add, but I ran out of time. Now the kundalini is represented, if you're into it, as a coiled serpent at the base of your spine. Now, it's also called the Kundalini fire. Now that's important, and we'll get into that right now. In one case reading, we have, he says that the ability of retaining the essence of creation in every virile body, so it's an obvious, now that is an obvious reference to, sex, your orgasm. But alright, so let's continue. It says, if you're able to retain the essence of creation in every virile body, these can become the fires that light truth, love, hope, patience, peace, and harmony, and that they're ever the key that fire the imaginations of those that are gifted in any form of depicting the high emotions of human experience. Okay, so we have that. Now in the Bible it talks about how how fire can purify gold. It removes all the dross from gold, and that's what the Kundalini fire is supposed to do also. Here, in another reading we have the motive forces that cleanse matter are the spiritual fires. It's a clear reference to Kundalini, a spiritual fire that has removed and does remove the dross of carnal forces. So when the soul, as the entity did then, makes no thought of self or of the body, but that the glory and the fires of love that are of the creative forces burn within the mind, the body, and the soul, do they then purify flesh, matter, and the influences of being in a dimensional plane. And remember, we were talking about, in my last video I was also talking about selfishness, which we'll get into later. So it's not just no sex. It's also a denial of self. Now in Dweller in Two Planets, there's one sentence where he's talking about man becoming developed in a sixth or psychic principle, and that won't happen until man has become purified by the fire of the Spirit from all taint of animality. Okay, so there's that. And then in a couple more readings, it talks about regeneration again. And as the fires of the flesh are burned, there may come this regeneration even in the flesh. Another one, they became purified through the service and activity that the very influences, spiritual fires that were raised within the body have been brought for purifying and the regeneration by the fire of these, the fires of purification. Again, there was one last reading about the fruits of the Spirit, the hope, patience, tolerance, brotherly love, kindness, gentleness, meekness, yada yada. These are the fruits of the Spirit. And it says that the manifestation of these attributes which will come naturally from celibacy, will bring awareness of the soul, that is the gift of the Creator, and it's the birthright of every individual, that may be wasted in attempting to gratify those things that are of the earth or of the carnal forces, and become weakened and less aware of its experience or existence in the affairs of man. Okay, so again, a direct reference to how we need to abstain. And now, in my Diet in Cities and Vibrations video, I was talking about different things to help you attune, and I was saying that how it's not medicines and it's not surgery, things like that, that actually heal you. It's this divine force that's within and given to everybody, and all you have to do is attune yourself, and then this will heal you. Now, if you were paying attention, that means that you shouldn't be able to die or grow old or anything. And there are there's this guy Babaji in his book Autobiography of a Yogi, and he hasn't died. But so there are these stories about people living forever on nothing, and it's just a matter of that attunement. Okay, so this attunement is what will regenerate your body. Now, when we go back to what I was talking about, that this Kundalini fire will that it says there will come this regeneration, because if you recall, if you have sex, then you become of the lower vibration, and on the scale we want to get up high, and so if you do everything, then you should be able to regenerate your whole body. Yeah, there's one last reading where Cayce gave the secret, which reinforces that idea. He said that you just keep your pineal gland operating, and you won't grow old. You will always be young. And someone asked him if there had been people who hadn't died, and he said there's been many people who haven't died. And so there it is. Now remember, it's not, as I was saying before, selfishness also closes the door. We were told that the pineal, the Lindig gland, I can't remember how to pronounce it, but through exhalations of the self and gratifying your carnal nature, that the door will close. That gland is the keeper, it said, of the Christ, of the Christ spirit, that which is just attunement. Remember, so you have to open that gland, and you can't open it. It'll actually close through selfishness and sex and everything else that makes you sick, throws you out of attunement, because those things, healing comes from the divine. So anything that doesn't heal you throws you out of attunement. So I'm sorry if I've been repetitive, but I'm just trying to translate these ideas to you, and it might get confusing. So in my next main section, we will be getting to the selfishness part, but I'll do a couple smaller videos on the Word of God. Okay, quickly, one last thing that I forgot to mention, that the fruits of the spirits, things like brotherly love and kindness, patience. Now, if you remember that negative feelings will poison your food, will make you sick according to the readings. And so, again, if you practice celibacy, these fruits of the spirits will hopefully arise naturally if you give your will to God, and will transform your thinking process, furthering you in your attunement. Alright, that's all. Bye.